Hey guys, just gonna do a little kind of off schedule video. This will probably be uploaded, before Friday or whatever. So what this is my Aztecs came in. So these are the 30 by 9s, I believe. Let's see. Yep, there we go. 30 by 9 by 14 Terache Aztecs. So the original plan is to run this on the new build when it shows up, but the thing is it's not gonna be here until like the end of May now. So I might actually end up running it on the 850, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the tires and wheels on the Assassinators, because I still have the stock OEM Can-Am wheels. I'm gonna take these off and dismount the Assassinators. I was debating about selling these, and honestly, if someone gives me a good price, they can have them. But other than that, I'm probably going to hold on to them. So let me talk about the reason why I did this. So everyone knows I'm a big fan of the Outlaws. This is a 29.5 Outlaw 2. This is what you get on the, the Sportsman High Lifters, or at least you used to. I think they get like the 30-inch tires now, at least from what I saw. So, yeah, this tire is amazing. It paddles really, really well. Clean out's pretty good as long as you keep your speed up. It bites pretty good. I don't really have many issues with it. I will admit that the Outlaw 1 is a little bit better than the Outlaw 2, because the Outlaw 2's kind of got this weird, like, slice angle to its, to its tread. So, these corner knobbies are super aggressive. And though they paddle really, really well, they do rob a little bit of power. And I did get a different helix and stuff for the STM secondary, which I am going to be working on. And I'm going to try to see if I can perfect it. Hopefully, by having a shallower angle, I can get this thing to hold a lower gear for a longer period of time. That's at least what STM told me. So, yeah, but anyways, back to the Aztecs. This is arguably the best mud tire on the market for the price. Absolutely the best, because you look at the Assassinators, and they're almost like $100 to $150 per tire more expensive than an Aztec. And an Aztec's going to paddle much better. I know it will. Now, that's not to say... Now, I will point this out too. There have been some people who say that just because I bash the Assassinators, that mean that they're a bad tire. The Assassinators are not bad tires. They're not. They are a really, really, really solid bounty hole tire. I think they would do the best out of my four different tires, actually, because I have the, my Cryptids, which I still have, which are also for sale. And, again, good price, and if I can have them. I've had those for a while, still the OG tire. They've taken a lot more abuse than... the rest of my tires. But yeah, what I want is a tire that just paddles just a little bit better, rides a heck of a lot smoother, because the 29.5 Outlaw 2s are so much better than the 28s. I hate the 28s. They ride really, really horrible. They're really, really heavy. And, they break a lot of stuff, whereas with the 29.5s, they just haven't had that problem because the lugs are spaced a little bit closer together. So I haven't had that issue at all. And even with the Assassinators, I haven't really broken much. I did, my secondary did explode, but that's not the Assassinators' fault. That's just because the bolt wasn't tight. So, that's whatever. But, yeah, I'm very, very excited to see what these Aztecs can do. They have a lot more tread power than I thought they would. And I should probably get into the reason to why I got the 30s and not like the 32s. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of going oversized in tires, and the reason why is because my brain immediately jumps to I need to get, I need to get bigger diffs, stuff like that. A lot of people on the Facebook group page, in particular, a lot of the morons out there, think that it's okay to run tires like that, and they get away just fine, stuff like that. But in reality, the axles in these Can-Ams, they're pretty beefy, I'm not going to lie, but they're not going to hold up. I know they won't. Also, don't rack me too bad for the weeds and stuff in here. I haven't had a chance to clean them out. I know they're there, trust me. There used to be a lot more, and I pulled out quite a bit. but the diff is not going to hold up. The rear diff is definitely not going to hold up. The rear diffs and Can-Ams are really not that good, so they won't last. So we all know that. So that's one of the reasons, and the other reason is because, and just for proof, you can check out Mud Puppy's videos on the Aztecs because he's a huge fan of them. The 30s actually have a much wider lug, and they're a lot thicker. Because the 30s are about they're 1 pound lighter than the 32s. And the 32s have a much skinnier, like, knobby. Like, the knobbies are much, much skinnier. They're also spaced a little bit further apart. And the corner sides are also spaced further apart. Which means it's prone to digging down, which is not what I want. I don't need a tire that digs down. The Assassinators already do that. And they do a pretty good job at doing it. But in a lot of situations that I get myself into, I don't want the tire to dig down. I don't want that, especially in sand. That's the reason why the Outlaws did so much better in the sand pit than the Assassinators did, because the Outlaws don't dig down. But the Assassinators would do better in bounty holes where you can find bottom and grab traction, because they just have so much lug on them. So, again, not a terrible tire, but, you know, for most situations, I don't think the Assassinator is the right tire. And the Outlaw kind of follows in the same story. The Outlaw is not going to ride as well as what the Terache will, mostly because the Terache, you can see clearly that the Aztec, just by its tread pattern, you know, the distance in between here is pretty good. You also have this little corner side right here, which matches up well. So, which means it's going to be a pretty smooth riding tire. Despite the fact that the lugs are a lot bigger and this is a little bit better for UTVs, I'm still running it on a 1,000 pound machine, you know, at least for now. Whereas, you know, I will admit the Outlaws do ride decently smooth, but they could be a lot better. So, you know, and they don't hold in the hills whatsoever, obviously. And I don't think the Teraches are going to do like a super good amount better. They're going to be better for sure, but, you know. So, yeah, I just want to do a little video. Like I said, got my Terache Aztecs. I'm very excited to test them out. Maybe a hot minute before I get a video with it, because again, my local trails is going to be closed for a race, so it's going to be a hot minute before I'm able to test these out. I also have to, like I said, go through the clutching on the bike, which is going to take me a few tries. I have 2 different helixes to try to see if I can kind of get that power back, because I did lose a little bit of my power with the STM. Like, it's got a lot of top end, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, you know, low end. So there's that. And then there was one person, I can't remember their name, and I hate it, that was commenting about the TTR. I know you guys haven't seen me ride a TTR in a video yet. I promise I'm working on it. I had a video set up where I was riding it, and then, you know, that's the same day that I lost the footage, which really was an absolute pain. I do plan on getting it out. I want to take it over to Haspin and get it on the motocross track, because I think it would do really good there, despite the fact that it's more of a trail bike and its suspension is awful soft. But then again, I only weigh about 125 pounds, so, you know, I don't push much down on the suspension, so whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I might take it out to Hidden Spring Ranch. It's not really the best place to ride it because it's really, really rocky and really muddy. And, you know, dirt bikes don't really like that kind of stuff. And I'm still much on the beginner side when it comes to dirt bikes. You know, expert level, ATVs all the way, every day. But when it comes to dirt bikes, yeah, I don't follow that up. So, yeah, like I said, expect to see the Aztecs here pretty soon. I'm, like I said, very, very excited to see how they're going to do, how they're going to stack up against my Outlaws, and how they're going to stack up against the Assassinators as well, since I did take this bike through pretty much every single mud hole at Hidden Spring Ranch with both the Outlaws and the Assassinators. The Assassinators got stuck in 2 mud holes, whereas the Outlaw is pretty much running undefeated. It did have a couple mud holes where it did get kind of a little bit hung up, but a little bit of manipulation, and that was pretty much it. Never had to winch once, whereas with the Assassinators, we had to winch twice. So we'll have to see, you know, because I'm very curious. I don't even think these things will skim water. I don't know. I'll have to see how that works. I don't think they will, because it's just the way that they look. But I don't know. We'll see. So, yep. Take care.